Buccaneers fans, get ready. Because what I'm about to tell you isn't just football news, it's fire, it's drama, it's emotion. We're talking savage comebacks, warriors sacrificing everything for the team, and a hidden weapon rising from the shadows. This is the kind of story that makes you pound your chest, scream at the screen, and believe all over again in the heart of Tampa Bay. Buckle up, because this ride is about to get wild. The Buccaneers are living through 3 stories right now that feel like they were ripped straight out of a movie. Stories filled with anger, passion, grit, and glory. Let's start with the one shaking the entire NFL. Our fearless captain, Baker Mayfield, going head-to-head in a war of words that no one saw coming. This wasn't just a little jab. This was an all-out storm. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a defensive back who loves running his mouth, had the nerve to throw shade at our offense. He said Tampa's wide receivers would shine if they just had a better quarterback. Imagine the disrespect. Shots fired directly at the man who has been leading the ship with fire and pride. But here's the thing. Baker didn't let it slide. He fired back with one of the most ruthless comebacks we've ever seen. It wasn't just trash talk, it was a statement. A reminder to the whole league. This is his team, his crew, and if you come for the captain, you better be ready for war. And yet, as painful as it is to admit, Gardner-Johnson's words cut deeper than just an insult. They opened up a question that Bucs fans have wrestled with for years. Is Baker really the guy who can carry this team to the promised land? That's the sting, the dagger that twists when outsiders doubt us. But instead of folding, Baker has turned it into fuel, and trust me, this is when he's at his most dangerous. And that's just the first storm on the horizon. Because after Baker's fire, we've got a running back who has completely redefined his role for the sake of the team, proving what it really means to bleed Peter in orange. And later, a receiver who has been waiting in the dark, ready to explode when nobody sees him coming. Bucs Nation, I want to hear from you. How much confidence do you have in Baker Mayfield right now? Is he the leader to silence every doubter in the league? Or does CJ's jab actually hit a nerve? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's settle this once and for all. That shot from CJ Gardner-Johnson? It wasn't just aimed at Baker Mayfield. It hit every single one of us who bleed Peter in orange. Every fan in Tampa felt it like a punch to the gut. And you know what? Baker didn't let that slide. He didn't forget, and he sure as hell didn't forgive. Monday Night Football. 4th down and 10. The Buccaneers season hanging in the balance. The entire stadium holding its breath. No open receivers. No safety valve. Nothing. Just chaos. And then, out of nowhere, Baker Mayfield does what only true leaders do. He takes it into his own hands. He tucks the ball, lowers his shoulder, and rumbles for 15 yards straight through Gardner-Johnson's territory. It was like watching the Red Sea split in half as he carved his way downfield. That play wasn't just a first down. It was a message. A battle cry that echoed through Raymond James Stadium and into the heart of every Bucs fan watching. Baker wasn't just playing quarterback. He was declaring war on every single doubter. And just when we thought it couldn't get more savage, Baker twisted the knife even deeper. After dismantling the Texans in Week 2, he walked into that post-game press conference with the swagger of a man who already knew he owned the room. With one sarcastic eye roll, he called Gardner-Johnson his buddy. The shade was so heavy it could block out the Florida sun. But he didn't stop there. Oh no! Baker hit Instagram, turning trash talk into art. His posts were straight fire, subtle, mocking, and dripping with confidence. And for us fans? It was pure electricity. This is what we've been craving. A captain who doesn't just play with fire, he is the fire. Of course, Gardner-Johnson tried to clap back, dropping a comment that stung just a little. Boy, this cute but still ringless. Yeah, he flexed that Super Bowl ring from Philly, and sure, it hit a nerve. But here's what he doesn't get: our time is coming. This Buccaneers team is building something that will shake the NFL. And when that Lombardi finally comes home, CJ will be watching from his couch while Tampa celebrates in the streets. And while Baker fuels this ship with fire, there's another story that proves what Buccaneer football is really about: sacrifice, loyalty, and heart. Because Rachaad White, a player who once carried the load as our primary back, has completely transformed his role this season. And the way he's doing it will blow your mind. Instead of complaining about fewer carries with Bucky Irving stepping up, White has embraced a new identity, the kind of role that doesn't always show up on highlight reels, but wins championships. He's become a warrior in the trenches. Pass protection, taking on blitzing linebackers, standing toe-to-toe with defensive linemen who outweigh him by 80 pounds. Our offensive coordinator, Josh Grizzard, said it best: Rachaad White is a technician. He studies, he prepares, and then he lays his body on the line to keep Baker standing tall. That's not glory work. That's dirty work. That's brotherhood. That's Buccaneer football at its core. Bucs fans, how much respect do you have for Rachaad White after this transformation? Do you think his selfless role could be the difference maker in keeping our offense alive this season? Drop your thoughts below, because every true fan needs to weigh in on this. Picture this: Crew Nation, Rachaad White lining up in the backfield, staring down defensive linemen who outweigh him by 80 pounds. And what does he do? He doesn't flinch. He doesn't complain. He lowers his pads, takes the hit, and does it all with a smile on his face, because he knows it helps his brothers win. That isn't just football. That's pure heart. That's sacrifice. That's what it means to be a true Buccaneer. The numbers alone tell the story of his selflessness. Week 1, just 2 carries. Most players in his position would have been furious, demanding more touches, demanding the spotlight. But not White. He stayed locked in, waiting for his moment. And when Week 2 came and Tampa needed him most, he stepped up. 10 carries, dirty runs, painful yards. And then, the dagger. The game-winning touchdown with seconds left on the clock. That's not just a run. That's clutch history, written in fire. Offensive coordinator Josh Grizzard couldn't hide his admiration. He said you could see it in White's eyes the whole game, the look of a man who refused to let his team be denied. He called White absolutely selfless, carrying the team on his back with toughness and determination that doesn't show up in highlight reels. It's the dirty work. The kind of work that wins wars. That's what separates pretenders from real Buccaneers. Rachaad White had every reason to pout, every reason to chase personal stats, but instead, he embraced his new role with pride. He became the hammer in the shadows, the player who sacrifices his own glory so the team can rise. But Crew Nation, this story only gets better. Because while White has been sacrificing for the good of the team, another warrior has been rising from the fog, a ghost receiver who strikes when nobody expects it. A hidden assassin waiting for the perfect moment to change the game. Let me introduce you to the most underrated weapon in Tampa Bay's arsenal, Ryan Miller. Remember that name, because this undrafted free agent out of Furman is quietly becoming one of the most clutch performers we've ever seen. While fans and media rave about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and rookie star Emeka Egbuka, Miller has been waiting patiently, lurking in the shadows like a ghost ship in the night. And when his moment comes, he doesn't just show up. He delivers. This is a man who bounced between the practice squad and the active roster since 2022. He could have given up. He could have walked away. But instead, he grinded, he battled, and now he's proving that champions aren't just born. They're forged through pain and persistence. Grizzard revealed the secret. Miller doesn't even practice certain plays during the week. Think about that. He might not see a single rep on a route, and then Sunday rolls around, the game is on the line, and he runs it to perfection for a touchdown. That's not luck. That's cold-blooded execution. That's football IQ. That's ice in his veins. And Miller's versatility? Absolutely insane. He can line up outside, move into the slot, contribute on special teams, and throw his body into blocks like his life depends on it. Grizzard called it invaluable. And honestly, even that feels like an understatement. Last season, Miller grabbed 2 touchdowns. This year, he's already adding to that total, scoring against Houston in Week 2 and proving that depth players aren't just backups. They're the difference between being a good team and being a championship team. Crew Nation, I want to hear from you. Is Ryan Miller the hidden gem that could take this offense from good to unstoppable? Do you believe depth players like him are the ones who win championships? Drop your answers in the comments, because this ghost receiver deserves his respect. As we look ahead to our clash with the New York Jets, I've got chills running down my arms. Because this Buccaneers team, it feels different. It feels special. When you put all the pieces together, you start to see the kind of DNA that builds champions. Think about it. We've got our captain, Baker Mayfield, a man who fights his battles with both his arm and his fire, proving that leadership isn't about staying quiet, it's about standing tall when the world tries to tear you down. Then you've got warriors like Rachaad White, sacrificing stats, sacrificing the spotlight, doing the gritty work that nobody sees, but everyone feels. That's hard. That's loyalty. That's what holds a locker room together. And then, out of the fog, comes Ryan Miller. The ghost. The hidden assassin. The player nobody talks about until it's too late, and he's already struck. That kind of depth, that kind of hunger, that's how teams go from hopefuls to contenders. That's how championships are won. This is what gives me goosebumps, Crew Nation. The Buccaneers don't just have stars. They have a blend of leaders, grinders, and underdogs who rise exactly when destiny calls. It's fire, it's grit, it's the kind of mix that no spreadsheet or stat sheet can measure. So the question is simple, Bucs fans, are you ready? Are you ready to sail into battle with this crew, to ride with them into every storm, and to believe that this season could be something unforgettable? Because this team isn't just playing football, they're building a legacy. Bucs Nation, which story fires you up the most? Baker's savage leadership, White's selfless sacrifice, or Miller's ghost-like clutch strikes? Drop your answer in the comments, and let's see where the heart of this fanbase lies.